Hey there, guys. Hey there, YouTube. Happy Tuesday. Today, I believe, is the last day of September 2025. And I'll be honest, I am pretty heartbroken about it. I love September so much. I want to write like an entire book. Like, I just feel like I want to write like volumes and volumes of poetry about September. And like September in comparison to pretty much every other month of the year. I love September. I don't want to say I hate the rest of the year, but maybe June is okay kind of sometimes. May, maybe. I just love September. So I did, hold on. Let's try to get a thumbnail real quick with the girls. I got my stickers on my steering wheel. I had to tape them on because they weren't sticky enough because they're like from forever ago, but I'm glad I found them and got to put them on there last night. Well, technically earlier this morning when I was leaving work after my night shift. Oh my gosh. So ratchet. This broke, so I had to like tie it back on with yarn. Oh well, can I cover that somehow? Let's try to. Yarn on one side, and I think that's dental floss on the other side. For now, we'll say, even though it's probably gonna stay that way. Let's see. I have to slide these like all the way over in order to try to hide the yarn for the thumbnail. Crap. Oh, so yeah, the live video that I did last night after work, I was saying in the video how I wasn't tired, and I was like, oh, I'm so excited I'm not tired. Like, I love feeling like I actually have energy like this. Like, why can't I feel like this during the day? But maybe I was more tired than I realized, because when I watched it back, I don't think I really got to watch the whole thing back yet, but I watched a little of it back, kind of like before I went to sleep after, and a little bit before I came into work just now. Yeah, I'm at work right now, which is where I usually have been filming these lately. So when I watched the little bit of it back that I did get to watch so far, I realized that I was like making mistakes in what I was saying. I said that the thermostat in my car, where I was kind of parked in a side street near my apartment, I said that, well, the thermostat in my car said 51, so I think that was correct. But then I was comparing it to what the thermostat in my car said at the club before, like where I was before I did that, you know, before I parked there and drove to my apartment. And I said that the thermostat in my car said 68 at the club. It was actually 58. So it was like a 9-degree difference, because the point that I was trying to make there was that, yeah, it's usually the thermostat in my car says there's about a 8, 9, 10-degree difference between the club area where I work and the apartment area that's not too far from there. And usually, I think I also said that it's usually like about 10 degrees colder at the club in the wintertime. What I meant to say was that it's usually about 10 degrees colder near my apartment in the winter, and then also 10 degrees hotter during the summertime. So obviously not a big deal, but just watching that back, that little bit of it, I was like, okay, so I was making mistakes. Maybe I was more tired than I realized, or which I guess makes sense. That would be understandable. But anyways, I'm back here at the club now. Yeah, technically when I left the club last night, it was already Tuesday. So I was saying to one of my dancer friends, like, I'll see you later today when we left last night. But yeah, I'm glad I was able to get back here and do this YouTube real quick. I'm gonna try to keep this one not too long. It's again really nice out today. I love September so much. One of my dreams would be to have it be like this all throughout the year. You know, I just wish there was some way to keep the weather like this. This is like the perfect day for weather, you know, like it's not too hot, but it's sunny, it's beautiful. You still get the color with the leaves kind of changing, and there's some leaves falling, but not too much to where they're everywhere. Just the right amount, you know, like the sky is clear and blue. There's not a cloud in the sky that I can see. It's just a beautiful day, and this is like September to me right now. Like, this is how most of Septembers usually are around here. The rest of the year really is just, oh gosh, I just love September. RIP. Where I am, I have just under 8 hours left of September, and then at midnight it's October, which, don't even get me started. I'm not gonna get myself started with that right now. So yeah, I am at work right now, back at work. I've already signed in for my shift. I technically went on stage so far, but it was only because I remembered that I saw some kind of like straggler dollar bills in the trellis over the stage. So I wonder if I could take a picture of it sometime. It's very trippy, and it used to be even trippier. They trimmed it down. There used to be a lot more stuff going on up there as far as like wires and like metal contraptions. I don't know what exactly, but so they trimmed it down to where there's less of it now, but there's still like metal framework up there surrounding the pole and above the stage to like hold up the lights and stuff like that. And dollar bills will sometimes get caught up there in that thing. So I always try to keep an eye out for those, and I've actually found a lot up there before, just like throughout the time that I've worked here. So I did see one last night, and this was towards the end of the shift, so I was just really tired, and I was like, whatever. I thought it was just $1. So I was like, you know what? That's extra motivation for when I come back in later. I'll just try to remember that and use that as like another little bit of motivation to come back in. You know, like the following, technically the same day, but the following, just to come in and do another shift as quickly as possible, basically. But when I came in today, just now, I walked up the stairs, and on the second level, once you go up the stairs, you get a better view up there. And when I was looking from the upstairs, I noticed that it was actually more than $1 up there. So I was like, okay, great. So I went back downstairs. I got my shoes on, like my heels, my stripper heels. I got back on the stage. And normally what I'll do, sometimes I can reach those from the pole. Like I'll climb to the top of the pole, and sometimes I can reach over and grab them. But other times they're too far, like, you know, outwards around the perimeter of the stage to where I can't really reach them. So sometimes I can't reach them at all, and other times I can kind of reach them if I bring my handy dandy flower. So I brought it with me to show you guys. I have this kind of like, it looks like it's wilting. It's not a real flower, it's like decorative, but I've had this for years. This is kind of like one of my handy dandy tools. I'll like use it to like stretch out and like poke through the trellis to try to get the straggler dollars down when I can see some up there if I can't reach them with just my arm and my hands. So I thought I brought that with me up on to the top of the pole because I thought that I was going to need it. And actually, I was kind of surprised because last night when I climbed to the top of the pole, I couldn't reach them. But I climbed higher today. So the way that the pole is, the ceiling is very, very high at this club, and the pole is split into two different parts, like two different pieces of metal. So it's the brass part that goes up to the trellis, which is where I usually climb to the top of and where I climbed to the top of last night. But then there's like a separate piece that fits into that brass piece. And the separate piece, I don't even know if it's actually metal. It's like a dark black, kind of like very strange material. And I usually try not to touch that part or like just go onto that part because it's above the trellis. And if you're not careful, like the trellis surrounds the pole up there to where you can like get cut or like not stuck, but you could like accidentally like, I'd have to take a picture to really show you guys what I mean. But also like it gets on your hands, the black, whatever it is, material, it's very like kind of, it'll rub off. Like I had a paper towel because I climbed the pole with a wet paper towel with rubbing alcohol to try to clean it. So I had the paper towel in that hand that I was mainly using to grab onto that second piece. It's kind of funny, like the two pieces are actually attached with duct tape at the top. I don't think the duct tape was always there, but I think they put the duct tape around where the brass connects into the black piece because a dancer years ago, I'm pretty sure she cut her wrist on the edge of the brass piece. So they taped it to cover that sharp edge with tape, I guess. Which is probably good. Otherwise, I'm sure I probably would have ended up throughout the years at some point. I probably would have cut myself too trying to climb up there to get my straggler dollars. So yeah, so I was grabbing onto the black piece to try not to get it too much on my hands because it does rub off really easily. I was using the paper towel and I thought I was going to need my flower to reach over and try to shake the dollars loose, but climbing up that little bit higher, you know, like that extra little bit of elevation to go higher up on there, I was actually able to reach further that way, and so I got $5. Yay! So I just need $3 more to get my $8 to cover my promotional fee, to cover what I have to pay to work. Luckily I have credits in my account to cover the other part, which is the house fee, which is $20 for the time that I got here today. If I had gotten here any later, it would have been $30, and then it kind of goes up from there, like the later dancers come in. So I always try to get here as early as I can. So yeah, the 20 will come off my credits, I'm pretty sure. But, and I did get more credits yesterday, because they were short on dancers when I came in. So that was nice. But yeah, the $8, I'm just $3 shy now. So, I mean, yeah, there was nobody in there when I went in, which is typical, unfortunately. But that's always nice when I can manage to just like kind of get creative, you know, and do what I can like that. So I'm glad I remembered to do that. And I'm glad I remembered to bring the flower to show you guys because I love my little handy dandy flower. I didn't actually need it. I had it in my garter and I climbed the pole with it just in case today because like I said, I thought I was going to need it to reach those, but I was kind of surprised I was able to reach them without it this time. But yeah, I like to, it's come in handy a lot of times. There have been a lot of times throughout the years where I did need to use that to reach the dollars up there. So anyways, yesterday I forgot to mention when I went to the grocery store before I came to work and I got 4 boxes of cereal. I can't seem to get off the cereal kick I've been on recently. I just love cereal so much, but it's really like a kind of a dangerous thing for me because it's so difficult for me not to eat like entire boxes at a time because I just love cereal so much. And it's just, I feel like it's one of those things, like it just is so easy to eat a lot of it, at least for me. So yeah, I bought 4 boxes of cereal yesterday because they were on sale and I just was like, I can't stop myself. And then, so I've already opened just like in the past, like I got back from work like earlier this morning. So within the past, like what, 12 hours pretty much, I have already opened 2 of the boxes and I've already consumed the entirety of one of those. So between the last video that I did, that nighttime video, which was like, what, 12 hours ago? Just over 12 hours ago. Between then and now, so it's technically the same day because that was technically still Tuesday, and today is Tuesday, obviously. So between then and now, my last video and now, I have an entire box of cereal in me, pretty much. Well, maybe part of it has already exited, but I'm not too sure. Okay, anyways, TMI, sorry. But I ate the entire box, you guys, and I do that like too often. Like it's like bad. I can't stop myself. It was so good. I had never tried that kind before. It was Honey Bunches of Oats. I hadn't bought that brand. I hadn't had that brand of like that type of cereal in so long because I never really see it on sale. But yesterday I saw it on sale, and not only that, but it was the chocolate version. It was like the chocolate flavor, and I didn't even know they made a chocolate flavor. So I tried the regular Honey Bunches of Oats at some point in the past, but I'd never tried, or I'd never even seen or been aware of the chocolate kind. So I was like, okay, I have to get this. And I don't know if I'm glad that I did or not. It was so good, I'll be honest. Like I would rate it as far as like flavor and like enjoyment, pleasurability to eat. It was like all of the stars on the rating chart. If it was 5, I'd give it 5. If it was 10, I'd give it 10. It was so good. Like, hence, yeah, me eating the entire box. But I probably won't, I'm gonna try not to get that particular kind again, just because, like, I try not to have the entire box at once. Like, I really thought, what I always hope with cereal is that I can just, like, nibble on it, like, without the milk, or without like the liquid to have with it. I'll just kind of like have it dry, like out of a bowl, and just nibble, almost like popcorn. But that's not what happened last night. Or like it was that, but I just couldn't stop. It was so good. So I mean, I would definitely recommend it for anybody that like doesn't mind eating an entire box of cereal at once. Like maybe some people don't mind doing that, but I would definitely recommend it as far as like flavor. Just be careful because it's like so good, maybe a little too good. Anyways, so I'm gonna plug my phone in right now to charge because I wanted to try this new camera angle because I put my stickers on last night, so I wanted to try this. Oh my gosh, it's already coming off. I have to put more tape there. But with this camera angle, I can't have my phone charging, and when I do YouTube, it uses the battery pretty quickly. So I'm gonna put the phone back in the regular spot that I usually have it so I can charge it. Somebody just asked if I smoked anything. No, but that's a good question. So, oh my gosh, okay, so this is the last day of September. It has officially, at the end of this day, it'll officially be 5 months since I've smoked marijuana. Now, granted, I've mentioned on here before, but for anybody watching that doesn't already know this, prior to that, I had been smoking weed pretty much every single day, all day long for like 20 years, since I was 16 years old, pretty much. Obviously, there were times when it wasn't literally every single day because, like, you know, different changes throughout life and different things. And at one point I was in jail like in 2000. That was a long time ago, 2009. And then obviously, like, there's things that'll, like, you know, happen to where you can't always do that. But for the most part, yeah, I was smoking weed every single day since I was a young teen. Like all my life, not all my life, but the majority of my adult life, definitely all day long, pretty much every single day. So, but it was exactly 20 years because it was 16 to 36. So I was like, okay, 20 years. I'm kind of a numbers person sometimes, not like good with numbers, but just like OCD almost a little bit with numbers. So I was like, 20 years. Okay, I'm just going to take a little break just to prove to myself that I can do it. And then my birthday is the end of October, so that'll be 6 months. So maybe I'll kind of like have a little then just to like, you know, because obviously it's not like I'm never going to smoke again. I'm always going to love weed. But yeah, it's funny somebody asked me that because lately people at the club have been offering me weed like for free because I kind of like have casually mentioned this to some people that I talk to. And I've had two floor hosts. One was last night. Oh my gosh, the one last night, like the weed, whatever he has or smokes smells so good and so strong. It smells like he's smoking it when he's not. Like he'll just walk by. It's one of those types of things where like he'll just be standing next to you or walk by and it smells so strongly. It smells like he's just like puffing it and like smoking it right there in front of you. But obviously he's not because he's in the club at work. But it's like that strong of a smell. And he was like rolling a blunt last night and he was like, he was offering me some. He's offered me some before. He's like, when's your birthday and stuff? Like, I'm gonna roll you a blunt. And it's so nice. Like, obviously I really appreciate that. That's, but then I'm just not too sure. I just know that I'm gonna feel so messed up when I do smoke again. Like, I'm not gonna know what to do with myself. When I do smoke again, it probably shouldn't be at work. I'm gonna try to, because normally before when I was smoking, I would smoke everywhere, just all day long. So I would smoke at work before. But if I do it again, like now after all this time for the tolerance break or whatever you want to call it, I'm gonna not want to be at work. I'm probably just gonna want to get myself to the gym so I can just have something to do with myself. Or you know what? Either that or I'd want to be back at my apartment on YouTube listening to music because I love music so much and I have so many playlists on YouTube of like just music that I love to listen to. And I can still enjoy that and those playlists and that music when I'm sober, but I'll be honest, it's just not the same. Like for me, like one of my favorite things about weed, like I'm kind of torn because it does make me feel kind of like I'm really glad that I took this tolerance break because like I do actually now at first it did take a while. At first I was really struggling, of course, and I hated it. But now I've gotten to the point where I actually do kind of enjoy feeling more clear-headed and I guess sober, if basically. So like I don't drink, I don't do anything else, and I never really have very much. So yeah, I'm sober these days and I kind of do like it. There are times obviously when I don't love it, and I'm like, damn, I wish I had like a vice. I don't really have vices now at all, like other than food maybe, I guess, like eating boxes of cereal, which also isn't really good. And like popcorn, I eat a lot of popcorn, just like endless, like, But as far as like substances other than food and stuff, I don't really have like vices. Yeah, so I do struggle still, but one of the things that I definitely miss the most is just getting into music in the same way that I used to with the weed, like especially like with headphones or I mean, here at the club, the music is definitely a whole nother level with the speakers and stuff, but it's harder for me to get lost. Well, on stage is one thing, like if I can really get into like the zone, just being up there like the slower times when there aren't really a lot of other people in the club yet, so it's kind of just like me on the stage like doing my own thing. I do miss that a lot as far as being high and being up there like the slower times. But then especially like what I really think I miss the most is just being back at my apartment and having my headphones in and listening to my playlist on YouTube and just like singing. Oh my gosh, I would love to sing. I love to sing, but I can't really sing on my own. I've always been the kind of person where I need another voice to sing along with because my own natural singing voice is not that great, if not terrible. I don't think it's terrible, like, but it's not great. I can't naturally sing very well, but I feel like when I have another voice, like when I'm listening to music and I can just sing along with it, I love that. And I feel like it helps me to sing better because I have something to go with. And especially like if I have the headphones, what I would like to do is have just one headphone in at a time. So I would have one headphone and I would kind of like practice like trying different sides, like the headphone in just this ear or the headphone in just this ear. So I would, kind of go back and forth and try out different things like that. But I would really like to have one headphone at a time so I could hear the artist, the singer's voice and the music and the song that way. And then through my other ear, I could kind of hear my own voice a little bit more. I don't know, I just love that, and I miss that so much because I always tell myself to, like, do that now even though I'm sober, just to prove to myself that I can still enjoy stuff like that, but again, it's just not the same, and now that I've been sober and not smoking weed for these past 5 months, I have been it's between that and, like, the weather, just, like, wanting to enjoy this weather while I can and knowing that winter's coming. I have been more active, like, it's harder for me to just stay in my apartment and just chill out and relax, which, you know, it's one of those things, it can be like a double-edged sword, it can have, like, positive sides and negative sides. Of course, that's gonna sound like a good thing, like, I've been going to work more, and I've been just, like, getting out and about more, trying to go to the gym more, that kind of thing, but, yeah, it's really hard for me to just like have a day off and just sit back and relax. Pretty much now, when I take a day off, I just end up sleeping through it, which my body obviously needs because I do a lot of shifts here at the club just back to back. Like I was just saying at the start of this video, you know, like when I left the club last night, it was like, you know, it was early in the morning. So it was after midnight. And now I'm back here again, technically the same day. So I think I'm going on like 6 hours of sleep this time, whereas the last shift that I did, I was going on 4 hours. 5 is pretty much my average though. So on my days off, my body definitely needs the extra sleep. With the weed though, I would always just want to like get up and just like listen to music and just like sing, like smoke weed and sing and stuff. I miss that so much, but that's just like a nice thing to look forward to for my birthday, I guess. My birthday is going to be on a Friday this year. I always check ahead of time. So I don't know. I might work that day. I might not. I'll be honest. It depends on if my favorite manager is working that day or not. They used to do Fridays years ago, or like last year, maybe it was. Not that long ago, and then they weren't doing Fridays pretty recently, but then the most recently I think they were back on Fridays, like this past week. This last week I did Friday, which was okay. I don't know, I'm just gonna have to think about it. But yeah, I've had a nug pending all this time because I wasn't able to finish smoking what I had before I took the break. Because I stopped smoking on May 1st. It was the very start of the month, and I was gonna try to smoke the last of what I had before that, but I just like didn't have the time. And then once the clock rolled over into May, and it was the very start of May, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna save this last nug that I have because I just wanted to start clear and clean on that first of the month, just to really make it easy for me to remember. And you know, just with the whole numbers thing, I don't know. I need to plug my phone in. I've had this in my hand. Hold on. I'm going to move my phone for a minute. Hold on. Oh, I remembered to wear a push-up bra today as well. So that's fun. Okay. You guys still see the girls? I'm not going to be able to wear stuff like this very much longer, so I really want to try to enjoy it now while I can. I just can never put into words how much I dread winter every single year. It's like the worst, one of the very worst things I can think of in the world. It's just, I don't understand why or how. I don't understand how people do it and how they don't just immediately move somewhere else. Like, you better have a good reason to stay where you are if you are somewhere like me where the winters are the way that they are. For me, what keeps me here is the club. I love the club that I dance at. It's the only club that I've ever been in, the only strip club that I've ever been in. People here are, for the most part, really nice. It seems to me to be a great club to work at. And I've been here for some time. I've always really liked it. And if anything, I like it more these days than I used to when I first started. Other than it being slower in the economy, like, but I don't blame that on the club, I blame that on the economy, pretty much. So, and just like everywhere, you know, it seems, like post-COVID and just, you know, all the recessions that we've had throughout the years recently and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so the club is, for me, what keeps me here where I am dealing with the winter, like that, and I don't trust myself to travel further away where I've never been before, and like just not knowing what I'm doing, not really having much of a resume to go on to try to get other jobs. Like, if I wasn't a dancer, I'm pretty sure I'd have to be on disability, but I doubt that I would get approved for it because I don't have health insurance, so I don't have like any diagnoses. But I'm pretty sure there's just like a whole bunch of stuff, like physically and mentally, that I could be diagnosed with if I did have like a good doctor or health insurance or anything like that. I know that I very likely could not work a regular job, at least not for like a extended period of time. I've had regular jobs before, the most recent one being caregiving. So back in 2023 and 2020, so 2020 when the club was closed, and then also again in 2023, I'm pretty sure it was, I did caregiving, which, you know, even with that job, I didn't get benefits. I didn't get health insurance. It was a very small private company, and my boss, like the lady that was like doing the schedule, she was not very, I don't think she liked me very much. She was not doing my schedule very good, and it was just a mess. That was awful, honestly. I did meet some nice people as far as clients, but again, it was like a mixed bag. Like overall, I wouldn't want to have to do that again. If I can help it. I much prefer dancing like over anything else that I've ever tried. Like I really love to dance. I just don't love how expensive everything is and like having to actually make money doing this. Like I love to dance just to dance. I don't love having to make money this way. You know, I'm like, okay, great, I found $5 up in the trellis. That's actually a lot, like lately these days, because yeah, I think they knew that I was doing that, the management, so they trimmed it down, because there used to be so many more dollars that I could find up there back when they had more of the metal framework, and then they like cut out like 90% of the metal pieces that were up there, so now it's very rare that dollars will get stuck up there. And I'm pretty sure they probably did that because they knew that I was like just finding dollars up there, and you know, I was getting my $8 promo fee that way rather than having to like stay all day and night sucking up to every single, you know, like just begging everybody for like a freaking dollar, like bending over backwards, doing all these pole tricks and risking my life over and over for like 10-hour shifts, double shifts. Can I please have my $8 promo fee? Thank gosh they do the credits though, because I wouldn't be able to do this if they didn't have the credits, I'll be honest. Like between the promotional fee and the house fee, which is, you know, anytime you're here, anytime past opening time, which is 12 in the afternoon, anytime after that, you have to pay at least $20 to work. Anytime after 4, it goes to 30. Anytime after 7, I think it's 40. I never get here after 7. I wouldn't do that. I don't think I'd want to get here after 4 either if I can help it. So 4 is even pushing it for me. Ideally, I would get here at open and just always keep all my credits on my account. But, you know, also working until closing time, the end of the night, like that's not really very realistic. I have to get some sleep. You guys, look at the banana that I found today. It's so curved. Sorry, that's kind of like random, but I'm going to wrap this up in a few minutes because I should probably get back in there. I'm technically already signed in. And this is already over half an hour, amazingly. Wow. Once again, I had a lot of things that I wanted to talk about and mention in this video, but I just ramble too much about random crap to have even gotten into that stuff yet. Man, it's crazy to me. So yeah, I have just so many notes pending of stuff that I want to talk about. So last Wednesday, my shift last Wednesday was awful. I mean, awful. Like I'm still gonna probably try to come in tomorrow, if anything, just to be able to squeeze in a YouTube video somehow with that. I don't know how late I'm gonna stay tonight. I'd like to try to stay till close again. You know, like I'm here, I'm paying to be here, so might as well try to make the most of it. Get my money's worth, my $8 worth. Actually, technically 28, because yeah, the house fee, it's still, you know, it's coming off my credits on my account, but that's still coming off of there. So, but anyways, last Wednesday, oh my gosh, that was awful for me, like awful. The managers and the DJ that night were not putting me on stage when I wanted to go on. And usually like there aren't really, It was slow, but the times they weren't putting me on stage, there were actually people up there tipping. So that was so frustrating. Like, that was such a terrible feeling because I'm so used to being up there just like when there's nobody there, just to practice and just because I love being up there. So then to not be able to go on when there's actually people up there, like around the stage and like tipping and stuff, and actually watching the dancers up there, it's like, and I can't go on at that time. Like, it's just that was a terrible feeling. That is a terrible feeling, and I experienced that a lot here, unfortunately. Yeah, that's a weird feeling. Last Wednesday was awful, just awful. Like, and the video that I did that day, you could tell that I was just like not feeling too happy, not feeling too good. Like, I was so, my whole face and like just aura and persona, it sucks that other people do have the power and the ability to do that. Like, at least with me, like, just rain on my parade and just bring me down so much. I'm so used to that all throughout my life, like people trying to like dim my shine and like bring me down, and I just try to fight it as best I can. Like, of course I'm going to try to fight that and just try to be strong and just try to like stay positive as best I can and just, do what I can. Like, I have my flower to try to get dollars from the top, like the trellis from the stage and stuff. But it is really hard, and yeah, a lot of times I just don't know how I do it. Like, how can I keep doing this? You know what I mean? It's like, is it ever gonna feel any better? Like, am I ever not gonna have to like fight so hard or feel like I'm fighting so hard against every single thing? Like, am I ever gonna feel supported? Am I ever gonna feel like there's people out there that might actually like me? Or but I do, like, that was Wednesday, so like I'm still gonna probably try to come in tomorrow. But Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, there's usually different people working here, so like different employees. But even besides the employees, like, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are usually pretty nice. Like, they're actually really nice to me. Like I was saying, one of the floor hosts last night was offering me like the free weed. There's a guy here today and tonight that was here yesterday that's also offered me free weed. Like, we just chat and like laugh and like it's good vibes there. And I'm pretty sure he's here tonight too. So, like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I really intend to enjoy a lot more. My favorite manager is usually here, so just better people to work with that I really actually really like and enjoy, and that seem to like me. Definitely more so than like other people that I've like on Wednesdays that don't seem to like me, or other days that don't seem to like me very much. But then even besides the employees, like just the dancers in general all seem to be really nice to each other these days, which thank gosh, like that definitely helps out a lot. So I just try to focus on the good stuff as best I can, but it is difficult a lot of times. Like last Wednesday was just, I couldn't really fight the bad mood last Wednesday. I was just so gloomy because of it, so I'm gonna have to try to keep that in mind for tomorrow if I am able to come in still. Just like really do anything I can think of to try to like cheer myself up. It'll be the first day of October, so I'm not crazy about October. It's my I never look forward to my birthday. I always dread that. I just wish it could be September, like always. I just love September. So, but like I'm trying to enjoy this last day of September for this year. It's so beautiful here, and I'm happy and thankful to be able to be out here right now, like in this parking lot, just looking at all these beautiful trees with the foliage and the clear blue sky. And I have this cute little banana with the curve, and it's just, I had to get this because it was so cute to me. I have my stickers on my steering wheel, so the stickers make me happy. I really like stickers, and stuff like that. So anyway, oh my gosh. I'll be honest, I am tempted. I'm gonna wrap this video up in a minute. But I am tempted, even after I end the video, to just sit here in my car and just stare at the sky and the trees for a little bit longer, because let's see, it's in 5 minutes, it'll be 5 o'clock, and it gets dark around like 6. I think it's like 6, maybe a little bit after 6. Definitely before 7 though. So it's like there's 1 hour left of this. maybe, I don't know, I think maybe the weather is still supposed to be nice tomorrow. I'm hoping. I'm pretty sure it still said it was supposed to be sunny. I just love September. I can't stop saying it. I can't stop thinking it. I just, you know, if we could just freeze it or somehow just encapsulate this and just like clone it for the rest of the year. Freeze in a positive way versus freeze, like almost freeze to death, you know, which is coming pretty soon. I really hope I'm still going to be able to do my YouTube for the winter. I'm trying to think of how, you know, like how am I going to be able to do it still? Because even in my apartment, like if I were to start filming in my apartment, I'm wearing like 16, 17 layers of things. I'm not going to be able to have like cute outfits, you know, I'm not going to, it'll just be like me in the dark with like a candle, just like, is anybody out there? Like, just like me, like huddled in the corner with like this like little candle, like bundled up and like just like shivering in the corner, like trying to broadcast on the internet, like, is anybody out there? Can somebody please help me? Like, oh my gosh, you guys, like I just, oh. And then, but if you know what, if I do for now, I don't want to jinx it, but I'm not allowing myself to use the heat in my car until it like really, like for now and like for a while, to try to get my body used to being cold. But like at nighttime and stuff, like when I leave the club at night, I don't have the heat on in my car. And I'm not allowing myself to put it on until it's like fully winter with snow and all of that crap. But I'm pretty sure at least the heat, I want to think, does work in my car. I'm pretty sure it does. I mean, it goes on now, so hopefully that'll stay like that. But yeah, the earmuffs, I'm so excited for earmuffs. At least that's the one thing I can think about for winter is just earmuffs. That's like just over and over in my brain, just earmuffs, 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 earmuffs. That's the only thing that I have really to go on with that. So I'll probably still try to film in my car as long as the heat does continue to work in here, and just wear my earmuffs and just, that's, yeah, that's my plan so far for that. I don't want to stop doing my YouTube, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, me making videos lately, a lot of them have kind of just been like stupid and like just not planned out very well. I'm just trying to squeeze them in like before work, during work, after work, whatever I can manage to do, really. Just because, yeah, like I this time of year I just love so much, and I just am trying to do as much as I can, like while I can, because I really don't know how winter is going to be for that. Like, it's just a whole other world, really. Like for me to be able to do anything in winter is just, it's a whole other world, a whole other way of existing. It's just so, I don't know how, I don't know why. I just hope. And there are actually people out there that don't deal with it. There are people that live in Florida. There are people that live like warmer climates, and they just don't know. Like, what if you've never, what if there's people that have never dealt with it, right? Is what they say. Like, I'm assuming. I'll never get over it. I'll never be able to wrap my head around that. Like, that's just incredible to me. Wow. Yeah. Anyway. I do love September though. R.I.P. September 2025. You were amazing for the most part, and I'm so glad I got to do a good bit of YouTube for September this year. I started my YouTube channel in August, so it's still pretty new. You know, and originally I didn't think that I was gonna be like lately I've been pretty much trying to do videos just about every day, pretty much. When I first started the channel, I didn't originally think that I was gonna be doing that or that I'd be able to do it. But again, in September, I'm just really trying to do as much as I can, and October starts tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. I'm still gonna keep trying my best with it, you know, but ooh, we'll see. I really want to show you guys the sky right now and the trees. But yeah, it's really hard to get that shot on camera without license plates. Maybe if I think there might be, if I just do this little frame over here, this, oh gosh. There's so many balls of joy like mingling about in the parking lot right now. Like I can just tell I'm really missing out on a whole lot back in there in the club. Sorry, I don't mean to be an ass, but it's 5 o'clock on, oh, 5:01. It was 5 o'clock on the dot. Okay. So, I mean, I've already like had stuff on here before that I'm pretty sure would give away my location. I really don't care at this point. Like where I am, I'll be lucky to be able to stay where I am. You know what I mean? Like with the way things are, it's like, so anyway, I'm gonna try, I need to wrap this up by now. So, I'm gonna try to just get a quick little shot of the sky, the trees. It is beautiful here right now. But yeah, I'm really glad that I was able to get to do this with you guys today. Hold on. He looks like a joy. I really need to wrap this up. Really glad I was able to get to this with you guys. And peace out for now. Until next time. Hopefully soon. See that? I'm trying my best. I don't know what that's doing right now. XOXO. Mwah.